In this video, I'm going back in time and choosing my top 10 singles that are under 2 minutes long. I'm going by my own data for the length of each song, taken from a spreadsheet I compiled using the recordings that I used to play on my radio shows. They may be slightly different to other timings, but I found them very accurate when I needed to do playlists on my radio shows back in the day. I'll post links to each song down in the description below so that you'll have a chance to listen if you fancy. So let's get straight into it.
Number 10, 1971.
Coming in at 1 minute and 46 seconds, we've got Janis Joplin's Mercedes Benz. It was recorded at her last recording session on October the 1st, 1970. She died 3 days later on October the 4th. It was released in the UK as the B-side of Cry Baby in June of 1971 and was also on the album Pearl.
Number 9, 1958.
It took 1 minute and 40 seconds for this song to become a favourite with me. Johnny Cash's Come In Stranger was on one of my dad's reel-to-reel tapes when I was a little boy. It was released as the B-side of Guess Things Happen That Way in the July of 1958.
Number 8, 1959.
This is one of the shortest songs in my top 10, coming in at 1 minute and 33 seconds. What Do You Want spent 3 weeks at the British #1 after being released in October of 1959. I have to be honest, there were a few Adam Faith songs that could have made it into this top 10.
Number 7, 1959.
Coming in at 1 minute and 39 seconds, this is the original version of the song The Hippie, Hippie Shake by Chan Romero. It didn't chart in the UK until it was covered by the Swinging Blue Jeans when it got to number 2 in the January of 1964. For me though, this version's better, even though the other one was eligible for the chart as well.
Number 6, 1963.
And here's one I love, and it's only 1 minute 35 seconds. Leslie Gore sang the song in the film Ski Party, and it was produced by Quincy Jones. And as much as I love it, it didn't cut the mustard in the UK, and it didn't chart. Sunshine, Lollipops and Rainbows is such a jolly little ditty, it had to be in this chart.
Number 5, 1958.
It's 1 minute and 40 seconds long and is another that I'd first heard on my dad's reel-to-reel tapes when I was little. Marvin Rainwater's previous single, Whole Lotta Woman, had made #1 in the UK chart, and although this one didn't fare as well, I've always loved it more. It reached number 19 in the UK chart of June of 1958.
Number 4, 1957.
Also at 1 minute and 40 seconds, this is the song that Paul McCartney played for John Lennon and led to him being invited to join the Quarrymen, which led to somewhat a brighter future, I would say, for the two of them along with George and Ringo. It also featured in the film The Girl Can't Help It in 1956. It took a bit longer to be released in the UK, but surprisingly, it didn't make it into the chart. So I'm happy to put it in mine.
Number 3, 1957.
It's the shortest song in my chart, coming in at 1 minute and 25 seconds, but it's well worth waiting for. It featured in the Elvis film Loving You, and it crashed into the UK chart, reaching number 2 and spent 3 weeks there from October 1957. The B-side, Got a Lot of Living to Do, also made it into the chart, reaching number 17.
Number 2, 1963.
This one surprised me. It started off as a B-side in America with Surfer Girl as the A-side and became their highest charting B-side in its own right. In the UK, it wasn't even released as a single. It only made it onto the Fun 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 EP, released in June of 1964, even though it had been out a year earlier in America. I didn't even realise it hadn't been a hit in the UK until I was researching for this countdown. I'm shocked. It's 1 minute and 41 seconds of pure joy.
Number 1, 1961.
Here's a song that only reached number 6 in the UK at the end of 1961, but for me, it's top notch. Coming in at 1 minute and 54 seconds, it easily tops my little chart. For me, it's Ray Charles at the top of his game. And it's a song I've loved for as long as I can remember. Hit the Road Jack tops my countdown. That's it, my top 10 songs under 2 minutes long. On another day, there are plenty of songs that could have made it into this chart, but didn't this time. Those were today's winners. Perhaps you've got songs that you think should have been there instead. Why not let me know some of your choices down below. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're finding value from this channel, please consider subscribing. And if you click up there, I'll tell you the 10 albums I listen to most.